Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio's Wednesday with the Band. I am Scott Hall, your host. Glad to have you with us today on this beautiful Wednesday here in Southwest Ohio, featuring the best musicians in the tri-state area. And today we're going to bring you a group that, I'm going to be honest, I haven't had a chance to see yet. So I'm looking forward to getting to one of their shows. I've had a chance to meet them, but I haven't had a chance to see them play. And help me welcome to the show today, everybody. Here is our friends from Hot Riot. We've got Charlotte and Steve. How you guys doing?
Doing good. How you doing, Scott?
Hey, we're doing well. Glad to see you with us today, and glad we could work this out and get you on here. Hi, Scotty Long. Thanks for joining us today. We've got a lot to talk about in a little bit of time, so we're going to get right to it. And first of all, it was a pleasure to meet you guys last Thursday night at the Bell and the Bear Open Jam. Just happened to stumble into each other a little bit.
Yeah, well, I knew you right away. I watched your show so many times. I recognized you right away.
Thank you so much for that, and I appreciate that. It's always nice to see somebody out there that takes a peek at what we do once in a while here, and it's a pleasure to have you guys with us today. I want to know all about this band. I've heard a lot about your band, and like I said, I feel bad I haven't been able to see a show yet, but you've got an upcoming show we'll talk about at the end today and those kind of things to chat about, but I want to know the background here. I read on your page there was a long-established Cincinnati group called Haymarket Riot. Is that right?
That's right.
And then you've branched out to become Hot Riot.
Yeah, exactly. Haymarket Riot, we put that band together in the late 60s, early 70s, the original band, four of us, and I played drums at that time. And we played throughout the 70s into the 80s. And so then we got back together in the early 2000s. And then we added Charlotte to the band and Tim, our drummer, to the band. And so this band is kind of a spinoff, more of a live bar band spinoff of the original Haymarket Riot.
All right. And I understand you guys are pretty funky. You have a good time when you're out there playing with the crowd. Is that right?
We do. Yeah.
Charlotte says yes. She agrees to that.
Yeah.
Well, we're not always like funk. We try to do a large variety of music, danceable, if possible, because we feel like we want to be a party band. We want to relate to the audience. We want to have them have fun and dance and be sociable and just all around good times. So we try to appeal to a fairly large audience. So we do danceable top pop hit tunes from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, just songs that we like and that we think the audience will like.
Well, give me an example of some of those songs that we're talking about. What are some? I'm sure you're doing cover songs because everybody that wants to be a party band has to do a lot of cover songs to get people up and dancing. What are some of the songs you guys play?
Well, we do a little Steely Dan. The names of the songs, like the artists, the names of the songs.
Give it to me.
Like some Steely Dan, Ricky Don't Lose That Number, and Reelin' in the Years. We do a little, even Ray Charles, some older stuff, Knock on Wood, some newer stuff, Cake by the Ocean by DNC, some rock, like Separate Ways by Journey, and Crossroads, I'm a Man by Chicago.
I like that one.
Variety, some Bob Seger, some Blondie, just some little bit of Bruno Mars, a little bit of Stevie Wonder, Toto, just kind of a big variety.
You're everywhere. You're all over the place with this list. That's crazy.
And even 80s R&B, Bobby Brown, Every Little Step, that kind of stuff. OJ is For the Love of Money, which is the kind of thing that I don't think any of us have ever performed that kind of material before.
No, you don't hear those songs that often out, and that's good. That's a welcome change because you get some bands get locked into a genre and style, and it sounds like you guys are just, like I said, all over the place, playing a lot of things people love. And if you're out there, guys, watching today live, please drop us a comment, and we'd love to see it. Kara says she loves Bruno Mars and Steely Dan. Thank you for that, Kara. And also Scotty Long saying great songs. Have to come check you all out sometime. There we go. I like to hear that. And he also wanted to know if Charlotte is the Red Hot Riot.
Yeah, she's the hot part.
All right. I hear you there. I've seen some of that costuming, some of the pictures you guys have, and there was this little devil costume at one time I saw you wearing, Charlotte. What's the story behind that?
That was a Halloween party that we played at. And
little Halloween fun going on.
Yeah, it was a private party, and yeah, that was a fun time. So we all dressed in costume, and I thought that would be an appropriate outfit. So I dressed as a devil.
Yeah, it's kind of fitting for the name of the band, I guess, for sure. A little Red Hot Riot going on. So, how long have you guys been this version of the band? You obviously had this band before, Steve, that kind of spun off here, but how long has this version of the band been out there?
Not really
Not
that
quite a
long.
year.
Maybe 8 months, 8 or 10 months, something like that. So
we kind of combined members of my former group, Blues Therapy, one of the guitar players and the bass player from that group, with the three of us, the drummer and Steve's keyboards and me from Haymarket Riot, and we kind of combined the two, and we seem to really connect, the five of us, and have a good time. Agree on the music genre. So we've been actively working at trying to get gigs and play out, so more people can hear us and get known.
Well, it sounds like you're putting it all together, and it takes a lot to put a new band together. I mean, there's not just, you just don't normally step up to the stage and hit the ground running. You guys got to decide on song lists and get a little practice in and all that stuff. No matter how good you are as a musician, it's all about the timing, isn't it?
Yeah, especially during COVID.
Oh yeah. You have to practice a lot, and so, we try to practice a couple of times a week, but you're right about putting a song list together. There's millions of songs available to do. And so you want to try to put songs together that fit your genre, that you think people will like. And then you go out and play a few gigs and see what kind of response you're getting, and what the crowds are listening to and dancing to.
So do you drop songs from your list often because they just didn't work for you, or change the set list a lot?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're always to add new material.
I think that's very important because and what's interesting when you play out in the clubs too, that I've seen, is that every night could be different. What works one night with a crowd you have may be a total flat flop the next night.
Exactly.
For a song. So you've really got to read that audience, don't you?
You do.
You're right. Are you sure you haven't played in bands?
Well, maybe a little years ago, but I spend a lot of time seeing musicians and music, and that's one of those pet peeves I have, that some folks just keep the same exact set list no matter where they're playing, and you got to read that room a little bit. Some people sometimes are into the country, sometimes they're not. They're and that's cool to hear you guys say you have such a repertoire of great music and songs that you don't normally hear bands play, but you love to hear. I think that's fun, and that makes it sound fun to me.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of what we go after. But and also a lot of the material, when you do it in your style, you can rearrange great material to become more danceable and to kind of fit the genre you're doing. And that's one thing we look at too. If you find a great song, well, maybe it's not danceable, but if you do an arrangement on it and give it more of a style in your genre, it can become a danceable song.
Absolutely. And you're getting a shout out there. Scotty Long's with us today, Mr. DJ Songs, as he's known. And he also does some bookings down at Little River Bar and Grill. And he's thrown a number in the comments for you guys to see later, and give him a call. He'd probably love to have you play there. And that's a great location, especially in the summertime. It's a huge party there at Little River Bar and Grill. So awesome. Yeah, we like to see that.
Yeah, fantastic.
Anybody can go on our page and leave a comment, and especially if they want to book us, please do. It's Red Hot Riot, and like us and leave a comment. We'd love to hear from anyone.
And that's your Facebook page you're talking about, right?
Page, yeah.
Okay, so you want to follow or like Red Hot Riot's Facebook page, you can do so. And I've got it in the scroller there at the bottom of the screen right now. So make sure you check them out. And as we always do here at All Around Town Radio, we encourage you to go like the band's page that we're talking to, because that's important for them. The social media side of things has become so huge, and especially with the COVID and things, it's a massive job to get the word out to people, and social media has helped with that.
Well,
So I've got another question. So you said party band, but let's get a little more defined. What can people expect to see if they come to a Red Hot Riot show?
Well, we have fun. We try to have fun. We talk to the audience. We try to play danceable music. A lot of people like to dance, and even if they don't dance, boogie around their chairs and just have fun watching us.
Well, there you have it, people. So it's a fun show. I've gotten that out of this so far. Fun show. You have a cool set list. That gives you 2 points now to the list.
But we want to be out there doing a little break dancing our next gig.
Well, I think my parachute pants may not fit anymore. I may have grown out of those. I don't know. But I do love the fact that you get people up and moving, and that's so important. And now that we're all allowed to dance again, and Footloose is over, and we're able to get out there and have a good time, you got to get out to see a Red Hot Riot show, folks. And so do I. And, this name still intrigues me. Red Hot Riot. Where did you come up with that, and why did you call it that?
Well, I kind of came up with it. The riot stems from Haymarket Riot, and we were trying to think of a band name, and we're thinking Blues Riot, but we didn't like that. And I just thought, let's do something that's memorable, maybe a little flashy, and it just kind of stuck. We were going through names, and we all just kind of liked it, and we thought, hey, we can combine a little color scheme with this. So I wear red to all the gigs, something red. Most of us do. We wear something red, and it's just a little bit of a name recognition thing. So,
And with that said, let's go back to the Haymarket Riot, and somebody tell me where that came from, because that'll give me a little more insight into the riot portion of this.
Well, that name actually came from a history book when I was in high school, because there was a Haymarket Riot in Chicago back in the 1800s. And we were studying that in high school. And I saw that name, Haymarket Riot, and I thought, wow, what a cool name for a band.
I was going to say, were you flipping through the pages and just stuck your finger on one spot and that's what came up, or what?
Oh, it's darts on the dartboard. But no, I just remember seeing that name in print and thinking it's kind of a cool name for a band. So I threw it out, to the guys.
I want to thank Party Town for jumping in on that. Said, like the band name, hard to pick a good band name. Very nice. Also allows for a cool abbreviation, RHR.
There you go. Yeah, we've been playing around with that too.
Yeah, because I can tell you from my aspect, I've tried to abbreviate my long name on my shows, and All Around Town Radio ends up being HART. So
yeah. Well, there you go.
That's not bad.
I messed that up actually. HATR, which is hater. I would like it to be HART for heart, but All Around Radio Town just doesn't slip off the tongue like that. But really, it is a great band name, and there's a lot of good band names out there. And when I ask bands, how did you pick your name? Some of them go into real detail, and they're like, oh, it took us 100 weeks to figure this out. And other bands are like, yeah, we figured it out that afternoon sitting around the bar with a beer. So it's a wide variety of stuff. And you guys were out seeing music Thursday night, and I noticed you were having a great time seeing the great Bell and the Bear Thursday jam session, as we like to refer to. Amazing musicians there, don't you think?
Unbelievable caliber of musicians.
Yeah, it's a incredible. In fact, we're playing at Bell and Bear Friday. Awesome.
We're going to talk about that too at the end. We're going to get we'll get to the details of times and everything, but that's fantastic. That is I'm glad to hear you're playing the Bell and the Bear. It's a cool little place with a great vibe.
It is.
And that Thursday night, Steve, I mean, I saw you over there shaking your head at some of the talent. And honestly, last Thursday, I don't want to call it slower. There wasn't as many musicians there because a lot of people were out playing other gigs and doing things than there usually is. Yeah. And it's just, you go in there and it's just this montage of great players and people thrown together in a blender and put on stage, and they don't even know what song's next, and they end up doing it perfectly. It just amazes me.
Well, it's incredible. I mean, Kevin is amazing. Jim is amazing. And the drummer blew me away the other night on Thursday night. He was
okay. Little Daniel Laverde, and I shouldn't call him little. He just turned 21, but he's still a kid to me.
Yeah.
Yes, Kathy's son, and Daniel is a force. He is an incredible drummer.
He is so really in the pocket. He is so tight, and he's not, a flashy twirl your sticks, doing rolls all over his drums. But he is so tight, so in the pocket, just makes the snare drum crack. I mean, just unbelievable.
Yeah, super, super good time there on a Thursday. So if you haven't been there, folks, you're watching this, get out there. And little hint there that Charlotte dropped a minute ago, Red Hot Riot's going to play there this weekend too. We'll chat about the times and dates at the very end so everybody can stick with us there and figure that out. So guys, Steve, I'm going to start with you. Musical influences in your life. Who are some of your big musical influences?
Well, obviously the Beatles. Love the Beatles because of the material, the songwriting, their harmonies, vocals, just production, the way they evolved, just amazing. And then in the 70s, I listened to a lot of prog rock, Yes, and Emerson, Lake and Palmer, and King Crimson. Loved all that stuff. But then also got into a lot of just kind of funky blues, Stevie Ray Vaughan, love all that stuff too, and R&B, Motown, Stax. Even the Philly soul, just grew up listening to all that stuff. Gamble and Huff, Tom Bell, and all that production, masterful production they did out of Philadelphia. But so many different influences. Love it all, really.
Yeah, you're well-rounded, man. That sounds amazing. And Charlotte, I meant to say earlier when you said the old name of your band, Blues Therapy, there's nothing much better than a little blues therapy. I like that that whole sound. I love the blues. I love to hear people play it, and it's good therapy for the soul when you go hear that music, isn't it?
Yes.
How about Charlotte's influences? Let's hear about hers.
Well, like Steve, I like variety, always have. I like anything that's played well. R&B was a big influence on me. Artists like Aretha Franklin and Stevie Wonder and, there's so many of them. Sam and Dave, Benny King, just a lot of them. I do a lot of male songs, but females. I also do some female songs, which I like. I like Blondie. I like No Doubt. And I would say that I used to do a lot more blues than I do now. I still like doing blues. We do a couple, three bluesy songs. We do some Ray Charles. We do Change Gonna Come. Yeah, that's a good one.
Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke. Couldn't think of the name.
Yeah, there we go.
So those kind of, but I mean, I like rock too. I like Journey.
I've heard Charlotte do Led Zeppelin. I mean, Charlotte's
Led Zeppelin. Yeah. I like variety.
Yeah. I've got to see this show, this variety here. Man, talk about throwing it all in a blender. Right there it is. You guys spinning out some great tunes.
Yeah, but somehow it all kind of gels together.
It does.
At the same time.
Well, I'm sure you're going to be a big hit at the Bell and the Bear for sure. And that is coming up here this weekend. Are you playing Friday or Saturday at Bell and the Bear?
Friday.
Friday night started what time?
8 to midnight.
All right. Bell and the Bear in Montgomery, Red Hot Riot this Friday, 8 until midnight, people. You're going to want to get there for this one. Ought to be a fun show. And love the Bell and the Bear. Karis runs a beautiful business. Mm-hmm. And, just couldn't be any better for music. It's a nice little music room. Really reminds me of kind of a Los Angeles type vibe in LA. Vibe, where all the musicians hang out to hear good music. And that's really cool.
Karis has done a terrific job.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Now, have you played there before?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not your debut there. This is
Our second.
you've been there before. Okay, perfect. And where else do you play around town? Where have you been playing?
A lot of the other bars, Latitudes. We're going to be playing down this summer down at Pirates Cove. They're reopening the Upper Deck.
The Upper Deck. It used to be called
Yeah.
Sandbar. It's called the Upper Deck.
Gotcha. Okay.
Big Ash Brewing.
Silverton Cafe.
Silverton Cafe. A few other smaller bars around Milford.
McAdoo's.
McAdoo's.
Miller's Fill-In.
Over in Northern Kentucky.
We like Miller's Fill-In.
Yep.
And yeah, we support that place a lot. And we're also playing our first bike night at Quaker Steak and Lube on Wednesday. So a week from today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Down in Coleraine.
In Milford. The one in Milford.
Oh, the one in Milford. Okay, gotcha there. The only one I know of down there is Coleraine. They're off 275. But I'm glad to hear you're doing that.
Oh yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
For sure.
And on a beautiful night, those bike nights are huge. They're people love to get out on their motorcycles and stop in, have a little dinner and a drink or two, and watch some great music. So I'm looking forward to hearing a lot more from you guys. I do have one question I ask every band I interview, and either one of you can take this or both of you can in separate manners. But the question I throw at everybody is, if you could play on stage with anybody famous, past or present, who would you get on stage with? Steve, take it first.
It would have to be, one of the Beatles, Paul McCartney, or
how about all the Beatles?
Ringo's All-Star Band or something.
Yeah.
Amazing. Or there's so many great musicians. It's,
that's
that kind of stuff. I love playing that kind of jazzy rock material. Steely Dan, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I want to get on stage with Head East.
Yeah.
For some reason, they've been stuck in my head lately and on my playlist and so on. But Charlotte, do you have one you'd like to get on stage and perform with?
The one that immediately comes to mind is Tina Turner.
Oh, wow. Yes.
And Steely Dan's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite all-time group. But as far as like performing Tina Turner, that would be fun.
Yeah. And what a energy-packed show that would be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We would have Tina and Red Hot Charlotte out there getting their groove on, man. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Good stuff, people.
Fun.
Well, tell everybody where they can find you guys out there on social media. If you've got some pages and such, mention them to everybody, if you will.
Mainly Facebook.
Yeah. Red Hot Riot
on Facebook.
Red Hot Riot on Facebook, people. So today, after you've watched this show, and I know there's going to be many of you watching it after we're live, because we unfortunately had a scheduling issue today. I had to get this in at 1 o'clock, which is not the most perfect time to get viewers live. But for those of you that are watching after the fact, please head over to Red Hot Riot's page and hit that little like button, smash that little like button today, and show them some love and follow what they're doing around town and get out and see them play sometime soon, like I'm going to have to do. And I always feel bad when I interview somebody and I haven't been to their show yet, but you guys are such a pleasure. It was a pleasure meeting you last Thursday and having a chance, even though in a loud environment, we didn't get a chance to talk a lot. It was really cool to see you guys there and supporting other local musicians. And I thank you for joining me today.
Well, we want to give you a big shout out too. We think it's amazing what you're doing for the local music scene and featuring musicians. And it's kind of like what radio used to do, in the 70s and 80s, when there were local radio stations who would promote local bands and have local bands on and interview them. And that's what we're doing today. And it's really amazing. And, we're very lucky to have someone like you around.
And there's a few of those radio stations left, but it's really unfortunate that they've gone to corporate worlds and playlists, and the playlist and the timing comes out of some other state, and they just can't do those things like they used to. And that used to be my fun too, to listen to artists on the radio and listen to them play their new songs. So if we can try to give it a little bit of recognition on here, and unfortunately, when you're on the formats of social media, you can't play published music. So if somebody's got a record deal or something like that, they usually end up shutting that down. But if it's somebody with a new song, we throw it out there and play it on our show and have some fun. So I appreciate the kind words you guys are giving me, and I appreciate you guys. It's great to talk to people and learn the background into these bands. So give your band members a shout out again that are with you guys, and let's give them a big plug here at the end of the show as well.
Okay. Todd Mason, guitar, Matt Hayden, bass, Tim Crawford, drums, and Steve Hellwood, keyboards, Charlotte Grayson, second keyboards, and vocals that we all sing.
Is second keyboards like second chair in the band?
Sort of.
Is that what it is? You're
well, I'm
okay.
the front person. I'm the front person, so that's
You're singing out front and occasionally getting on the keys, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right, there we go. Because I know some people that play second keyboard in bands and they don't really play. They just stand there and look pretty behind the keyboard. But you know how that goes. You guys sound like so much fun. I thank you for being here. Coming up this weekend, Friday night, Bell and the Bear. Check them out. Red Hot Riot, Bell and the Bear, Montgomery, Ohio, 8:00 till midnight. If you want to check out their show, guys, I can't thank you enough for being here today and joining us on Wednesday with the band.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we enjoyed it. Thanks, Scott.
Scott. Thanks.
All right, everybody. We'll see you soon. Don't forget our Thursday broadcast live at 5 coming your way, 5 p.m. Brought to you by Froggies in Monroe, featuring the best musicians in the tri-state area and where they're playing out, letting you plan your weekend of music. We'll see you next time here at All Around Town Radio. Thanks so much. Bye-bye, everybody.